Welcome to our channel, World Inheritance. Today we will talk about the strangest beliefs of the pharaohs. Let's go. Astonished the entire world and stood bewildered before explaining the mystery of this greatness, which extended over centuries of time, and which did not extinguish or fade away like other modern civilizations. Which could not withstand the changes that the world is going through. The world is still unable to explain much of what happened in this civilization. And in this topic we present to you the most prominent beliefs and actions that the ancient Egyptians believed, including what was reasonable and what was not. 1. In order to prevent flies from landing on his body and harassing him, King Pepi II Neferkare used to take a group with him of the naked slaves whose entire bodies were smeared with honey until it pooled on their own bodies. 2. Although the discovery of antibiotics was made fairly recently, the ancient Egyptians used to treat infections using moldy bread. Moldy bread grows on the penicillium fungus, from which penicillin, which is one of the most famous antibiotics, is extracted. 3. When mummifying a corpse, the body was emptied of all organs, starting from the brain to the intestines, and each of these organs was placed in a designated vessel, but the only organ that was not removed was the heart. This is because the ancient Egyptians believed that the heart was the home of the soul and that it would bring them back to life again. 4. The ancient Egyptians believed that the earth was cylindrical in shape, meaning that some parts of it were circular and others were flat, and that the Nile River flowed through its center. 5. The pharaohs used honey as an anesthesia during surgical procedures. They also used essential oils and herbs for anesthesia. 6. The pharaoh was not allowed to show his hair, so he always wore a crown or a headdress like the one worn by Tutankhamun in his famous statue. 7. Women in ancient Egypt enjoyed legal and economic equality with men, but they did not enjoy the same amount of social equality and did not receive the same social rights as men because preference was given to males. 8. The pharaohs believed that cosmetics had the ability to cure some diseases, so it was not limited to women only and was used by men as well. 9. The pharaohs had an interesting custom where they would always shave their hair and beards. In the event of the death of a pharaoh, his hair and beard were shaved off and placed in his coffin with him. 10. They believed that the dead could use real things in the afterlife, so paintings and daily tools were placed in the coffins of the pharaohs. 11. The pharaohs had a strange habit, as they believed that earrings protected against diseases, so they used to put earrings in their ears, and Pharaonic women had a habit of wearing very large earrings. 12. The pharaohs believed that mummies contained the soul, and that the soul needed the body to continue life. Afterlife, so the body was well preserved and placed in a coffin decorated with gold and precious stones. 13. The pharaohs had a wide range of games, including set, a strategic game similar to chess. They also played swordplay, a game similar to judo. 14. The pharaohs used potatoes as a food additive, as they used them to treat infections and swellings. They also used garlic, onions and honey as natural remedies for many diseases. 15. The ancient Egyptians had a deep reverence for cats, as they believed that cats were the protectors of the gods and they would often mummify cats after their death as a sign of respect, and it is believed that cats were highly respected in ancient Egypt, so much so that harming a cat was punishable by death. 16. The ancient Egyptians believed that death was not the end of life and that one could continue life in the afterlife. To ensure the success of the deceased on the journey, mourners were hired to attend funerals and help guide the deceased through life. Afterlife, these mourners often wore masks and chanted and cried to help the deceased on his journey. 17. The ancient Egyptians believed that amulets had magical powers and could protect them from evil spirits, and they often wore amulets in the form of animals or gods around their necks or wrists, in addition to believing that these amulets bring luck, health, and prosperity. 18. The ancient Egyptians believed that tattoos had magical powers and that they could protect them from evil spirits. They often got